Hey, what is up guys? So today we're going to take a look at how we can run some Python code in Visual Studio Code on Mac. So step one, let's get Python installed. What we want to do is go over into Google and type in Python install. Go to download Python, and here we can download the latest version of Python. So if you click this button, it'll download. Now, Mac already has a version of Python, but it's likely an older version, so you still want to get the latest version. So here we've downloaded it. Let's double click it and install it. So you want to go through all of these steps. Now I've already got it installed, so I'm not going to run through them, but you essentially just go through this installer and that gets you Python installed. The next thing we want to do is make sure that it's installed. So how to do that is you open up any terminal of your choice. I've just got the terminal open here, and you want to type in Python 3 -- version, and then it should tell you that you have a version of Python installed. Alright, next step is to install Visual Studio Code. So what you want to do is open up Google, then type in Visual Studio Code. Go to this link here, and then download it for Mac. So now that we have it downloaded, it comes in this zip. You want to double click it to unzip it, and then you want to take this and drag it into your applications folder. So now that that's done, let's open up Visual Studio Code. Alright, so what we want to do is open up a new folder. So I'm going to hit open here. Now you want to just navigate to wherever you want to open up a new project, and you can hit new folder here to create a new folder. I'm going to call it test-python. Now I'm going to open this up, and we have a brand new folder open here. So next thing we want to do is we want to create a file. Hit new file. I'm going to call it test.py. Press enter. Create file. There we go. Now what you'll notice is that Visual Studio Code has picked up that we've created a Python file, and it's saying that we need to install the Python extension. Now why we want this is we want to be able to run the code from Visual Studio Code. If you don't have this extension, you're going to have to run the code through the command line. So we want to hit install. Alright, now that that's done installing, what we can do is close this. Let's go back to our Explorer here. There's our file. And now we can type some Python code in here, like print hello world. Then if I click this button right here, this run Python file, it'll run it. There we go. Hello world. Congratulations. Now you can run Python in Visual Studio Code. Now the next thing I want to take a look at is how do we get it to actually show up here in the output. Now for this, we have to install something called code-runner. So we want to go to extensions over here and type in code-runner. Now this extension over here, the first one by Junhan, is the one that we want. So we want to hit install. Alright, now that that's done installing, let's go back to our file. And now you should be able to click this drop down here and press run code. I think that's also selected by default. So if I press this button here, there we go. Now you'll notice that it's actually trying to run it with Python instead of Python 3. So I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. So what you want to do is go up here to this search button, click it, and we want to go here to show and run commands. Then we want to type in preferences, open user settings, this one right here. Now this is going to open up a settings.json file. What you want to do, and I'll put this down in the description so you can copy it, is we want to add an overwrite to the code runner setting. So you want to add a comma, and you want to type in code-runner.executorMap, and we want to override a specific setting, and that setting is Python, and we want to tell it that we want it to use Python 3-u, and you'll see it's using Python-u. And Python, from what I understand, is just an older version of Python. So now we're using Python 3 with the latest version. So then you want to hit Command S to save that. Right now that that's saved, let's go back to our test.py file, and let's hit this button again. There you go. Now it's running with Python 3. And now you can see the output here in output. Now if you still want to run it in terminal, you can still do that. Just hit this drop down and say run Python file. There you go. And if you want to see it in the output window, just click this drop down and hit run code. Alright, well you're pretty much set up. Now you can run any Python code inside VS Code. So I hope you got some value from it. If you did, leave a like, really helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.